this should complete the sequence of man makes sink. Okay. So this sink had more places, more flash. Alright, this one's fresh off the press, and we're not going to alter it on a foam plug. I just dropped it directly off on a bat, where the others I've dropped off on the plug. And I didn't go right to the wheel, I just went to this banding wheel. This is cleaning up the flash along the edge. The flash creates back pressure into the edge of the rim, so the rim has plenty of pressure when it's pressed and doesn't crack. So that's just cleaning up some flash along the edge, and then this is a little bit uneven there, so I'm going to go around once more. These pieces. And then I'm going to compress and round the rim. This will get done again on the wheel, but and what I'm going to do here, this is the sink die has a recess in the bottom, which is what's called a donut. And the donut is what allows for an overflow in the sink. I'm going to wait to cut the hole in it. I'm going to put a tile, a cover over the bottom here first, and then I'm going to cut a hole. Internally, I have to do some modifications. I'm going to cut out a section here, and then I'm going to sort of flatten that. And this allows the water to go from here through a tunnel, through a hole in here, back into the drain. So as I progress here, you'll see what this looks like. And here, I'm going to mark, and I'm going to cut a hole. And that hole is right opposite the chunk I knocked out there. And here I just got a simple needle tool on. I'm going to refine that hole a little bit. So I've modified the press sink in that respect. And now I'm going to come in here with these tiles, and this has been cut on a template, so it's slightly oversized for this little rabbit here. And ordinarily I'd take this under a fan. I'd turn the fan on, I would dry it out a little bit to make it a little stiffer. So what I'm going to do is sit it on here and I'm going to dry it out with this. Ordinarily, if I was making a dozen of these, I'd just stick them under a fan. I'd dry a whole dozen at a time while I was doing something else. This is quicker. And since this is not part of a larger piece, this will work all right. Okay, well that's drying. Got a little fork made for midgets here. So I'm going to scratch this up. This is a common process known to all potters where you scratch something up and then you wet it and the two pieces will knit together. And if you do it skillfully, they won't crack. So what I'm going to do is go all the way around this. Scratching it up. Now this clay, when it comes out of the press, is pretty stiff. So what I'm doing when I scratch it up is I'm exposing more surface area to water, and I'm going to squirt some water on it. So that's all scratched up. Now I'm just going to take this is a baby's ear syringe that you get at the drugstore. And I'm going to just put just enough water in that so I can make it a little muddy. But I don't want water running all over the place. I just want it just a little wet. And then I'm going to go around it once more, and I'm going to use the fork to muddy it up good. And when I put the tile on, you'll see the effect. The muddy parts will squish together. So a banding wheel works good for this because I can control the speed and I can rotate it around however I want. Basically, the fewer steps, the simpler it is, the more control you have over what you've done. Everything's cause and effect, everything's process.